This is pretty
Awesome.
cool. I'm a huge fan of the movie, so this is a
Awesome, man. Glad to
and
hear
like
that.
oh yeah, and I think we're coming up on basically like a solid decade of seeing you in movies. So this is it's an interesting sort of point to talk because
Mhm.
it's not quite growing up on screen, but it's interesting to see how the roles slowly change and how or how not like the things you get sent evolve because you know how old you are, you know how old you're comfortable playing, and then a script comes in and says, okay, you're 17. You go, oh great, or you're 35. It's got to be weird, some I would imagine, to find the right like angle for like here's what I'm comfortable doing, and then something like this comes along that's amazing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that yeah, it's been fun for me, just getting older, tackling new roles, and I mean, especially this one, I think it was the most exciting part was, just about the exploration of, JR's journey.
Yeah.
We get to see him journey from boyhood to, becoming a young man and, you know,
Oh yeah.
finally kind of getting pushed out of the nest.
Totally. It's incredibly relatable, whether you're a writer, like everyone has that experience. And it's nice to see it done so sort of low key, I guess, but also just relatable. Like everything
Oh yeah.
about it, even if the specifics are different, the universality of it is very like, oh, I feel that. And I imagine that's on the page, but like what are you looking for when a script comes in before you know anything about it? Even before you know who's attached, like what in your mind are you looking for to go like, yeah, I'm going to commit to a year of this or however long you're going to be on a set.
Well, I mean, I think even even before the script, I want to know who's directing the movie.
Yeah, this
Um,
helped.
yeah, and I think knowing that, seeing someone's work, even if it's somebody that has not made many films, or maybe you're not familiar with their work, seeing that and understanding what might be their vision for the film helps you to shape a conversation that you're going, and if you like the script, you might inevitably have with the director. So I think that's the first thing. And when this project came through, I was really excited. Excited that because I like George's films. A lot of the films that he's directed, and Good Night and Good Luck and Ides of March, and so I think this was really exciting. Just looking at it on the surface, and then when I started reading it, it was like, man, this is I feel very personally connected to this material, and JR's journey, his story, and as you said, it's very relatable for anyone who, whether they become a writer or an actor, or whatever it is that, whatever their dream is, whenever they aspire to, you know, attain this, this dream, and I think that you're on a similar journey, and you've got your ups and downs, and you're learning along the way, and I thought that it was not only such a beautiful journey, of becoming, a writer, but also just a journey through life from boyhood to man, and I think reflecting back on my own childhood, reflecting back on my own upbringing, was constantly in my mind, when this when we were doing this film.
Oh yeah, and I feel like the family aspect too, because you either have a uncle or a grandfather or a mom like that, or in the case of like the uncle, you kind of wish you did. Like it is. It's again, it's getting very relatable while telling like one guy's very specific story that means the world to him. But because it's so universal, everyone can find an entry point to that, and that's super exciting. And then also you get to act with Ben Affleck, who's gonna complain about that. And that's the thing you always do. Like I feel like you have a really good track record of picking movies where you're gonna go toe to toe with like a huge actor and go right there with him, whether it's him, Oscar Isaac. Like you got good taste when it comes to that.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Well, I mean, I'm just so grateful to, be surrounded by so many talented folks and get to learn from them. I think you can learn a lot just by watching someone. And I think that was definitely the case on this film. Watching George direct, watching him direct Ben, listening to their conversations. They've known each other for a long time. They're both Very intelligent guys, love making movies, and they're both actor directors and writers and producers, and they just are film nerds. So it's just great, to have that type of rapport with people who are so passionate about what they do, and I think it's you can't get that anywhere else, and that's why we're all so lucky, just to be working with each other and collaborating together, and it's yeah, what you can learn is invaluable.
Oh yeah, I feel like you have to look at both of them and go, if you've got something to say, it's probably worth listening to. Let's see. There's like 4 Oscars between you. You guys act, you guys write, you guys direct. You both played superheroes. We've got that in common. Like all these little bits where you're like, whatever you have to say probably holds some water. Plus, you seem like a nice guy. Okay, well, this is going to be a good time. Oh, the
Yeah.
movie's also great. Like, okay, great. And you're paying me. This
Yeah,
worked out
that's
really
what it was
well.
like. It was like even the rest of the cast is
Yeah.
incredible. I mean, there's not one person in this movie who's not incredible. You
Yeah.
know, including Daniel Ranieri, who's this was his first film, and Brianna Middleton, who this was also her first film, which no one could believe. And then you have other more seasoned actors like Christopher Lloyd and Lily Rabe, and I just was yeah, blown away by everybody, and just amazed at you know everybody's talent, and just to be a part of that feels very special.
Oh yeah, and to be doing work that holds your own against them. Like it's one thing to be like, oh, I'm just happy to be here, but also to be like, I'm as valuable as anyone else, and they find me to be as valuable. That's got to be, because who doesn't want to be validated and to know that like, oh, George Clooney wanted me in this movie. Oh, he's happy with my work. Okay, this movie's working because of everyone, including me. It's that's what you always hope for, and I'm sure more times than not that's the case. But there are times where it's not, and it just feels
Sure.
like this must be a really fulfilling like when you look back on it, like this could be not fun sometimes to be like, okay, we'll talk about the movie I made a year ago. But this feels like this is an easy one to talk about.
Yeah, I think it's easy to talk about, just because of what it is.
Yeah.
It's a very very sweet movie that we're getting at a very interesting time. We've been on quite the roller coaster over the past couple of years, and I think that this movie, as we talked about, it's a lot about journey and life in general, but also about family. And I think that everybody's been, because of this global event, I think it's caused people to think about these things in their life, to think about their own journey, to think about their own relationship with their family, to think about what's essentially important in your life. And I think that what JR is trying to figure out is what is essentially important in his life in this film. He's been longing for a father
Yeah.
uh, his entire life. And, I think in the end, he realizes that the father that he longed for, that was absent, maybe wasn't actually the best guy, and he
Right.
probably was better off, not having him around, and realizing that what he actually needed was there all along. I
Right.
think so. I think that's that was I think that's the heart of the story, and I think that really spoke to me. And yeah, I think it's such a relatable film, and it's something for everybody to take away from it.
Oh, yeah. Learning lessons that you have to learn, even if you don't want to learn. Like whether it's, I'm probably not going to have a good time with my father, but I need to have that moment to be able to grow and move on. Or with
Yeah,
like the first love of like, okay, she's going to break my heart, but like, I need to go through this. Like, I can't not do it. Like, even more so relatable. Like, it hits on
yeah,
little things where like, and just like, and then the look that you get from people as you're doing that, like like Affleck's just like, all right, he's going to make a mistake, but we all gotta make it. Like it hits home all those little things that I think are, what makes it such a heartwarming movie. Like you said, like
sure.
it's so easy to be bummed out these days, and this is a movie where you just kind of feel like you're getting a hug for an hour and 45 minutes, and who doesn't
Yeah,
want
and
more?
it's not overly sentimental or
No,
sappy in any way. It's a genuine warmth that this film exudes, and I think that it does feel good to see that, and I think there's a lot of films that I've worked on that I can't I don't know if I've ever been able to say that about any
Yeah.
movies. Maybe a couple that I've worked on, but it feels good to say that.
Yeah. No, normally it's the heavier stuff, but this is a nice change of pace. No, I loved it.
For
And
sure.
I'm thrilled we could do this. And it's funny you work with a bunch of guys who act and direct. I feel like one day we're gonna be having that conversation about you. If you keep observing people like that, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, maybe so. I hope so.
I listen, I wanna when you do it, I want to be able to talk about it. So you should be very
I
proud of
hope
this
so.
one. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats again. And thank you for doing this. You should enjoy this. This is a movie that I feel like once more people are seeing and it's out, it's going to be that movie that like the family watches and it becomes like a tradition because it's got like enough sarcasm, but it's also going to touch your heart. Like grandma will like it,
Yeah.
but also your brother. It hits a very special place.
Yeah, no, I think so too, man. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be a part of it. Thanks. It was great talking
Oh,
to
yeah.
you, man.
Likewise. Thank you for doing it.